The next type we're going to look at is factoring that involves a GCF. So GCF is when I notice that all the numbers can be divided by the same number, and frequently it's shown by seeing a really big number. So I see a 400, so I'm like, what can I divide all three of these terms by? So because they all end in a 5 or a 0, I know I can divide them all by 5. So if I divide them all by 5, I'm left with x squared minus 2x minus 80. And that stays in parentheses, and the 5 that you just took out is going to go on the outside. So now our new a, b, and c come from this form. So in our x, we've got a times c on the top, so we've got negative 80. And on the bottom, we've got b, which is negative 2. So then we're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 80 and add up to negative 2. So those two numbers are 8 and 10. And if I want them to add up to negative 2, we would need to make it negative 10. So filling in the box, you're going to use your factored form. So the first term from there is going to go in our first box, and our last term from there is going to go in the last box. Then on the diagonal, we're going to take the numbers that we found from our x. So we're going to put in the 8 and the negative 10. And remember, those always get the x's with them. So looking at the top row, those both have an x in common. And x times x is x squared. X times 8 would equal 8x. And negative 10 times x would equal negative 10x. And negative 10 times 8 is negative 80. So we're finally left with the outsides become our factors. So we've got x minus 10 and x and a positive 8. And then on the outside, still needs to go that GCF that we took out earlier. So the 5 goes on the outside. So that is how to factor when you have a GCF.